from hit songs like Without Me, Bad at Love, and Now or Never, including hit collaborations such as East Side with Benny Blanco and Khalid, Closer with the Chainsmokers, and more. But what about the depth within that? The evolution that shows more of her artistry beyond the hits, like the songs that were in singles, the deep cuts that got overlooked, or even the songs that did get a reach but didn't hit the general public. That's why today in this video, I will be highlighting 10 underrated songs by Halsey. 10. Don't Play. One of the 2 songs from Hopeless Fountain Kingdom that Halsey has described as the most fun to make, about feeling empowered on your own moving forward, which carries through the chorus that has a sick beat drop with a dark twisted like sound, making the experience fun to listen to. 9. Killing Boys. A song that starts with a short audio from the 2009 film Jennifer's Body with Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried's character, with moments later of a heartbeat being present and then gradually going into the production, which is a song about being so enraged with a past relationship, expressing it in a way that you're not actually thinking, it's more of just bringing those feelings into words of how angry you are with them. The production has a nice blend of pop and alternative, which you can really hear the alternative influence at the end of the chorus when she sings, "So where'd you go?" 8. Panic Attack. A song inspired by Stevie Nicks. While Halsey's no stranger to alternative or folk, this song also has a nice groove to it that really complements Halsey's voice beautifully, making me hope that maybe someday she will explore disco. Overall, it's a sweet sounding track where Halsey does a great job of showing she is inspired by Stevie while still staying true to her own unique style. Although the lyrics reveal being in a toxic relationship, I think the reason for it to sound the way that it does, having like this bright, feeling to it, it's like when you see a couple in public or even in social media, they seem very happy and everything is good, but sometimes behind that screen or behind on what you're seeing, there's actually problems going on between them, which is where the lyrics come in while the music hides the truth. 7. Honey. An instant classic pop rock banger that has an energetic production about being intimate with a girl, which when asked on Twitter about its meaning, Halsey revealed that it was inspired by a wild girl, which I guess could explain why the song is very upbeat, and while there is no bridge, there is a soft instrumental pop-like beat that gets played right before going back to the upbeat rock sound, which I think could mean taking time to reflect on the memories, since it does slow down for a bit. Although the song was not released as a single, it did receive a good response, peaking at number 31 on the US Rock and Alternative Songs charts. And fun fact, in an Instagram live, Halsey shared that Honey was originally written as a demo to show her younger brother Dalton how she wrote music, and it was her song's producer, John Cunningham, that convinced her to work on it more, that later on led to it being on the album. 6. Roman Holiday. An autobiographical song that is basically about escaping the problems in your life, not looking back at them, and finding comfort somewhere else, which fits well with the fantasy world the song quickly creates that feels atmospheric and also dreamy, which going to an interview Halsey gave on March 2016 while sharing that the song was lyrically motivated by the 1953 film that is also named Roman Holiday. She also shared that sonically it was motivated by the film The Breakfast Club, explaining how she wanted the song to sound like that, in other words, nostalgic, and while the song is loved by fans, it definitely does deserve to have more spotlight. 5. Girl is a Gun. Starting a cappella with a live production that turns electronic, giving the song a nice futuristic touch, as well as some pop elements and alternative rock, about a woman having full control and not letting any man ruin that. Of course, there could be more meaning to this as well, and while this song was a single and did get some reach, I do feel that it's one of those singles that just gets overlooked. 4. Angel on Fire. An alternative pop song about reminiscing the past you when things were better while also having a hard time accepting the person that you are now, which is a person that has a hard time speaking to people and often feels invisible. When asked about the message behind the song, in an interview Halsey gave with The Guardian, published on June 2017, she revealed more of the story, saying, "It's about me having a party at my house that I'm not attending. I locked myself in my bedroom, went to sleep and let everyone party until 6 a.m. Then I did it again and again and again. I like entertaining people. I just don't like having to do it myself. It's awesome because the next week people come up to you and say your party was sick. Everyone thinks they know what's going on in my life because they read it on the internet. I'll buy a table at a restaurant, I'll buy bottles, I'll pay for everyone. Then we'll go to the movies, people I barely know. I'm trying to make friends, I'm trying to get to know people. Nobody says thank you because they're like, Ashley has money. She also mentioned although they do talk about the party, they don't ask her about her anymore, especially with her life being so exposed online now with having fame. And while the song does have her story, the overall message can connect to anyone who has anxiety or may be going through a dark period in their lives. Now before we get to the last 3, here's some honorable mentions. Dog Ears, The Tradition, Haunting, The Great Impersonator, and Easier Than Lying. 3. Only Living Girl in LA, a song that Halsey revealed on Twitter on October 2024 that Marilyn Monroe was the inspiration behind it, further saying, the most impersonated woman in history, a woman who eventually had to impersonate herself day after day, asking the question, want to see me become her? Although the song does not feature a traditional chorus, it does capture the message nicely with 4 verses and an outro, which Halsey does a nice job in expressing the message, which goes well with the raw acoustic beginning of the song. Then later, more of an alternative production is added with some experimental elements. There's also background vocals that give a nice seamless touch to the song, as well as 2 other highlights that I wanted to talk about, one of them being on the outro when the music becomes chaotic, which most likely I think could be symbolizing the challenges of fame. Lastly, while there is no chorus, Halsey does sing a consistent melody at the end of each verse that is not only beautiful, but it's also a good idea in adding a melody as the chorus instead of adding a chorus itself. 2. Drive, the first happy song Halsey has ever written about being in a relationship in love, not knowing how to tell them. That begins with the sound of a car beeping, as well as moments later, the sound of a car leaving, which is, fitting to the title. There's also a light production with a catchy melody that starts followed by a guitar, and after the first chorus there is a shift into a more atmospheric production, which sounds so good as Halsey sings over it. Another highlight that also takes the song in a nice direction on the final chorus, where an additional vocalist joins Halsey, creating a pleasant blend, adding that relationship aspect into the song. 1. 3 AM, a pop rock punk song that was inspired by a time after a night out when Halsey got home and started to call everyone in her phone in need of talking to anyone so she wouldn't be able to sit with her own thoughts, which she then realized this was not a good thing, so she decided to write a song about it. The song has a nice 2000s feel to it that captures that pop rock punk sound that was very known during that time. And one thing that I wanted to add, at least for me personally, I think this song would have made a great single choice. So did any of your favorite Halsey songs end up on this list? And what are your top 3 favorite Halsey songs that you feel are underrated? You can share it down below in the comments. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like and also subscribe for more pop music content and more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.